and act with a vision and mission to achieve the goal, and the activities are carried out completely in a coordinated manner. It is clear? So, association or a trust, a group of people. What should be the number? Number within 20 or 20 plus, but not more than that. Like minded people, they form an association for the well being of the society or for the marginalized development of the marginalized group of the society. Who are marginalized? Who are marginalized? Yes. What is your perception? Those who are below poverty line, low income group, people of belonging to low economic group, deprived of all sorts of benefits, facilities, and they are not able to develop their economic conditions and other conditions due to the major factor is economic condition and also education. I was telling that how the parents engage their children for rearing their little child, second child, and they go for work. And I was also discussing that how the tender aged boys and girls searching for tin and polythene from the garbage, the hands which could have been used for holding the pen and a pencil and writing something on the paper becomes hard due to such things. They have the inquisitiveness for learning, but they don't get such environment where they will be enrolled for learning. That's why in the government sector that motivation is not observed either in our state or in the country. That's why the in the non-government sector, some people they come forward, they group an association or a trust to provide education or to develop their economic conditions, to generate awareness regarding the environment, pollution, and so many areas. How to plant the trees, how to save the society, how to save the land, how to save the water. Now you'll find the water becomes polluted, the air becomes polluted, the land becomes polluted. Yes or no? We are mainly depend on the land, water, and air. When these are polluted, the land, water, and air are polluted, so the span of life becomes less. What is the span of life in India? Who can tell? Span of longevity. Amra boys or bonchiba samay kate? 70. 70. In advanced countries, it is 70 plus. In Japan, you'll find around 80. And you will find the persons at the age of 80 plus, they drive the motor vehicles. And in Japan, you will find the senior citizens, more senior citizens than any other country because their longevity is more. Accordingly, their lifestyle, taking the medicine, and how to prepare their life for the future is better than any other country. That's why the NGOs have come forward, non-government organization, as I have told you, that how to make the people conscious about the education and how to generate awareness regarding the environment, generate awareness regarding the wastage, pollution of water, pollution of air, pollution of land, so on and so forth. So this is how the concept of non-government organization. Then what is the nature of non-government organization? Swarupa, ଯାହାକୁ ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ ଆମେ କହୁଛେ ସ୍ୱରୂପ. The nature of non-government organization, that is, first, in the NGO, there are like-minded people having same attitude, same interest, and to work together, to plan, to have a vision, to have a mission, and so on and so like-minded. Second, it is democratic in nature. There is no autocracy. Nobody can impose anything. Everything is decided in the executive body. And it is carried by all the executive members and the general members. So it is democratic in nature. There is no discrimination. There is equality. There is equity. All these principles of democracy are being followed in the non-government organizations. Then, third principle, it is secular in nature. That means non-religious. It does not support to a particular religion, either Hindu or Muslim or Christian or any other religion, because India is a country having with diversity, the religion, culture, and gender, tradition, values, and so on and so forth. But you have to maintain the unity. Unity in diversity. There is a diversity, but we maintain unity. Then the fourth is that it is the flexible. It is flexible in nature because the members who are in the executive body, there will be election according to the bylaw 2 years or 3 years like that, and no permanent. All the visions and the missions and the working style of the NGO is not permanent, it is flexible. The next point is it is a non-profit organization. It is not just like a business to earn some money. No, it's a non-profit organization. So these are the nature of the non-government organization. So the non-government organization, they always think of, I have told you the many fields that apart from the education, that the combined effort for agriculture, irrigation, environment protection, pollution free atmosphere, how to check the pollution, how to also the de-addict those who are addicted with certain bad habits. De-addiction, addiction spoils the individual. So, in all these areas, the NGO, the non-government organization works. First, I have told you the nature, what is NGO, then the nature of NGO, then the dimensions in which areas the NGOs are working. In our country, some NGOs are national NGOs, big NGOs, and some NGOs are state sponsored NGO. Within the state, they work. Their field of work within the state. And there are some international NGOs. They throughout the all over the country, across the globe, they do many activities. UNESCO, it is also non-government organization. That is the socio-cultural economic development. They undertake all these things and the international organization. So there is a link between the state sponsored NGOs, national NGOs, and international NGOs. Then, what is the structure? The structure of NGO, it has a bylaw, it has a memorandum. The bylaw has a objective. Many objectives are written in the bylaw. The size, what is the size? 10 or 15 members also make the association, non-government organization. What is the source of finance? They generate the funds from the government and also they generate the fund from the generous people of the society. And they maintain the accounts that is audited by the chartered accountant and also income tax. So then the area of focus, which area they undertake? Suppose tribal education, suppose women education, suppose girls education, or any other type, suppose on culture, suppose on tradition. So they specify when they carry out the different activities in the mission mode, they carry out the different activities to the best satisfaction of the stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? Stakeholders are marginalized groups, are having a poor economic condition, socio-economic condition, or deprived group, those who are deprived of education. Who are they? We are living in the urban areas, but think of the people or children who are in the geographically far away from the urban areas. There is no communication. There is no, in certain villages, there is no electricity. There is no towers through which they can also they will be benefited through online learning. I have given the example during COVID time. There was online learning, but it was not reachable to the far off places in the state of Odisha or in the across the country. due to certain barriers. So these are the underprivileged groups, those who need such kind of benefit and education. Then how effectively the NGO can manage the development of education or management of education to the best satisfaction of the stakeholders. So there the training is given to the master trainer. Master trainer gives training the subordinate trainer, and so on. There is a chain of giving training to the young learners. You will, you have come across with the people or learners of urban areas. Those who belong to affordable society, they these children go to the public schools, English medium schools, wherein they spend annually approximately 1 lakh. But those who are living in the uh, basti, so to say, the basti area people, they are not they are not getting that kind of facilities. So what can be done for them? The NGOs have come forward to educate these children, because there is some educational centers near the railway station. Those who are living near the railway station, or those who are living in particular in Bhubaneswar, there are so many the bastis are there where people do not, or learners do not go to attend the school. An example I may cite that for enrollment of children in the schools, the parent's name is mandatory. But think of the sex workers, those who have children. What is their identity? They don't have the parents, a father. But when Biju Patnaik was the chief minister, he made a law that either father or mother or both will be the guardian of the child for enrollment. There are some children also, those don't have the father and mother, destitutes, and they're employed, they are engaged in the as a child laborers. Also, that rule has been uh, there is a rule for them that they will be also enrolled in the schools. There is no necessity for them to write their father or mother, or any organization can be the guardian of those children. The destitutes, those children are called destitutes, fatherless, motherless. Another category of children, those who are in the jail custody, either father or mother or both of them. There is imprisonment for lifelong. where the children will go. So some non-government organizations they adopt those children and provide the education. So up to 6 years, they may be in the jail with the mother. On a completion of 6 years, there is no provision that the child will be in the jail. He will come out and he will get scope to read elsewhere in the school. So there are shelter homes. So and some adults also they don't have more education. They have a chance. They have a chance to get the education through the non-government organization. So this is the how the role of NGO, the as I have to structure. At page 74, there is a uh, the graph, the structure of NGO. There is objective, there is size, source of finance, area of focus, and effectiveness of the NGOs. Okay. Then the grassroots organization, levels of NGOs, intermediate NGOs, international NGOs. Who are intermediate NGOs? There is a big NGO. He cannot reach at the grass level. So there is a small NGO which operates in a particular area and they are affiliated to the big NGOs and get the finance from the big NGOs to implement the various plans and programs. Do you understand all these things? The structure, the concept, the nature, and the scope of NGO, source of NGO, and the various objectives and the finance. Is it clear, all of you? Yes
Yes,
or
sir.
Yes,
no?
sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes. So, alternative education. Why this word is what comes to our mind? Education फिर भी alternative education. I was telling yesterday the parallel education. The college is going, not the coaching classes are going. The students are not going to the college but attending the coaching classes. So these are called parallel education for the children.
Sir, author explain करिए कि parallel education.
Parallel education, कह दो. You know there are various coaching centers. Either in the brand name, various coaching centers. I was telling about the anything else? A retired persons they have their coaching centers and some business people they have also have the coaching centers. I was telling about the Bonica, Banik, Banik, one of the famous coaching center at Bhubaneswar. And people of students of those center mostly were getting various jobs because they have the liaison with the government examiner and the setting of the questions and so on and so forth. Through the black door, they to- they collect the funds from the students and through back door they achieve the means, they achieve the goal. That is called a parallel education. ସାଇଡ୍ ବାଇ ସାଇଡ୍ ଇଆଡେ ଫର୍ମାଲ ଏଜୁକେସନ ଚାଲିଥିବ, ପିଲା ଫର୍ମାଲ ଏଜୁକେସନ ନ ଯାଇକିରି କଣ କରିବେ, କୋଚିଂ ସେଣ୍ଟର ଆଟେଣ୍ଡ କରିବେ। That is called parallel education. It is clear? Who was asking?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Huh. Then alternative education. Suppose a child is deprived of formal education due to many reasons. One of the most important reasons is socio-economic conditions. Other reason is the cultural barrier. Reason is geographical barrier. So there is no universal access. When there is no universal access, because there is a provision that within 1 kilometers radius there must be primary schools. Then within 3 kilometer radius there must be a secondary school. There is a provision so that the people have the easy access to go to the school. I was telling about the slum areas. The in the distant places, in the hill areas, the houses are scattered. They are not compact. In the coastal area, we will find the compact houses are compact villages that you call, and the houses are not compact. ଏକାଠି ବହୁତ ଲୋକ ନ ରହିକିରି ଗୋଟେ ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗାରେ ଗୋଟେ ଡିଷ୍ଟାନ୍ସ ମେଣ୍ଟେନ କରି ସେମାନେ ରହିଥାନ୍ତି. That is, they have to get the education. So the for them, what should be done? Government has no provision because there is a stipulated or there is a provision that ଏତିକି ପିଲା ହେଲେ ଏତିକି ଟିଚର ରହିବେ, ସ୍କୁଲ ଥିବା ଦରକାର, ତେଣୁ କମ୍ପାକ୍ଟ ଭିଲେଜ ଇଜ ନେସେସରୀ. For scattered houses, those houses like your Bonda Hills, like your Nagada, like your other areas, geographically inaccessible areas, where the students are unable to go to the school, even to the Anganwadi center, which are meant for them within the village. In a village, there are three Anganwadi centers, but in the hamlets, though Anganwadi centers are there, but they are not able to. ସବୁଦିନ ଟିଭିରେ ଦେଖୁଥିବେ ଯେ ଗାଁରେ ଖୁଣ୍ଟି ପୋତା ହେଇଛି, ବିଜୁଳି ନାହିଁ, ଘର ସବୁ ଚାଳ, ପାଣି ଟାୱାର ହେଇଛି, ଏ ସରି ନଳକୂଅ ଟ୍ୟୁବୱେଲ ବସିଛି, ପାଣି ଆସୁନି. So the various reasons are there for that they are deprived of education. Another factor is that I belong to a village where a sizable portion of the village belong to fisherman community. Nowadays I am not going to my village, but when I was going to my village, I was asking, why are you not sending your children to the school? Simple answer is, after getting the education, what the students will do? Neither they will be interested to catch the fish from the river or any other place. ନା ଘାସକୁ ଲମ୍ବ ପାଳୁକୁ ଛୋଟ, ଯୋଉ କଥା ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ ଆମେ କହୁଛେ, ଆମେ ନା ଏକୂଳରେ ହବ ନା ସେକୂଳରେ ହେବେ. So rather they will be involved in their parental profession. This is the simple answer. What will you do for them? All these categories of people, suppose in the jungle areas, tribal areas, what is their hobby? Hobby is to hunt the animal and collect the woods from the jungle. ଦୁଇଟା ଅଭ୍ୟାସ ତାଙ୍କର, କାଠ କାଟିବେ ଏବଂ ଆନିମଲ ଶିକାର। ଏବେ ଅବଶ୍ୟ ଆନିମଲ ଶିକାର ବନ୍ଦ ହେଇଯାଇଛି ବହୁତ। କାଠ କାଟିକି ତାକୁ ବିକ୍ରି କରିବେ। ମୁଁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ବଲାଙ୍ଗୀରରେ ଚାକିରି କରୁଥିଲି ସେତେବେଳେ ସବୁ କାଠ ଏବେ ବି ଅଛି, କାଠ ବିଡ଼ା ନେଇକି ସବୁ ଆସନ୍ତି ସବୁ ସକାଳୁ ସକାଳୁ ବିକିବା ପାଇଁ। ଏତେ ଗ୍ୟାସ୍ ଚୁଲାର ପ୍ରଭାବ ନଥିଲା, ପ୍ରୋଭିଜନ ନଥିଲା। I was telling about 1968, sorry, 78, 79. The first posting in Balangir. ତ ତାଙ୍କଠୁ ଆମେ କାଠ ରଖୁଥିଲୁ, ଜଣକୁ ରଖୁଥିଲୁ ରୋଷେଇ କରିବା ପାଇଁ। So this is the scenario. Their habits such, they get pleasure out of it. Then here question arises, what alternative education shall be for them? Yes, there must be alternative education for them. Allow the child to go to the different work, but motivate the child to come to the learning center for 2 hours or 3 hours when they get leisure. କାମ ସରିଲା, ବାବା ଆସ ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟାବେଳେ ବସି ପାଠ ପଢ। ଏ ଗୋଟେ way. This is alternative education, you can provide it. Through formal education, that is not possible. Second, as I was telling at railway station, there are some children are wandering here and thither, and near the railway station there are some slums. The slum, in order to educate the slum area people, in Bhubaneswar there are some organizations like Ruchika and other organizations, and also you will find in some other areas, they also collect these people, and teaching learning process goes on then and there. ସେଇ ଜାଗାରେ ବସିକି ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ ସେ ପଢୁଥିବେ। 10 ହଉ କି 5 ହଉ, number is not important, but the education is important. So with whatever the number is, it does not matter. Third, mobile education. What is mobile education? So education should reach at the doorstep of the underprivileged classes or those who are in the difficult areas, mountain areas, where there is no proper communication and no facilities. They are deprived of all facilities, modern facilities. ତାହେଲେ କ'ଣ ହବ? ଗୋଟେ ବସ୍ରେ ବା ଗୋଟେ ଭେହିକିଲରେ ସବୁ ଲର୍ଣ୍ଣିଂ ମ୍ୟାଟେରିଆଲ ସବୁ ରଖାଯିବ। ଟିଚର ତାଙ୍କ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ଯିବେ, ଘରକୁ ଘର ବୁଲିକିରି ପାଠ ପଢେଇକିରି ଆସିବେ। ବୁଝିପାରିଲ? ମୋବାଇଲ ଏଜୁକେସନ କଥା ବୁଝିପାରିଲ କି ନାହିଁ? ମୋବାଇଲ ଏଜୁକେସନ, ଏଠି ଯେ
ସାର୍
ମୁଭେବୁଲ।
ଆର କିଛି ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଅଛି?
ହଁ, ମୋବାଇଲ ଆମର ମୋବାଇଲ ଅବଶ୍ୟ ମୋବାଇଲ ଏଜୁକେସନ ମୁଁ ଦେଖିଲି କୋଉଠି, କିନ୍ତୁ ମୋବାଇଲ ସାଇନ୍ସ ଏକ୍ଜିବିସନ ହଉଛି।
ସାର୍
ମୋବାଇଲ
ମୋବାଇଲ
ସାଇନ୍ସ
ଏଜୁକେସନ ଆମେ ଅନଲାଇନ ଏଜୁକେସନ କହିପାରିବା କି?
ନାଇଁ, ତାକୁ କହିପାରିବାନି ଆମେ। ଅନଲାଇନ ଏଜୁକେସନ ତ ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗାରେ, ତାକୁ ମୁଁ ଆସୁଛି ସିଆଡ଼ିକି ଆସୁଛି। ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଗୋଟେ ଷ୍ଟେପ୍ ବାଇ ଷ୍ଟେପ୍ ଆଇ ଏମ୍ ଗୋଇଂ। So mobile education, online education, you see, there is a difference between mobile education and online education. In mobile education, education will reach at the doorstep of the underprivileged class, where there is no communication, no electricity, no tower, no electrical equipment, nothing of this kind. ହେଲା, ଏଗୁଡ଼ା ଥାନ୍ତା ତାହେଲେ ଅନଲାଇନ ଆମେ କରିପାରନ୍ତେ। ଏଇ ତ କୋଭିଡ ସମୟରେ ଦେଖିଥିବ ତମେ, ପିଲାମାନେ କେମିତି କୋଉ ଅବସ୍ଥା ଯାଇକି ଚଢିକିରି ପାଠ ପଢୁଥିଲେ। ସବୁ ପିଲା ବି ପଢି ପାରିଲେ ନାହିଁ। So it is not possible. So mobile education, So government has not taken steps till yet for mobile education. But some NGOs, they have the few, some nine few, you may say, they provide the education through mobile van. Mobility education will move from place to place. Teacher with all learning materials, equipment will be loaded in the uh, vehicle and that will move to the village. Then what you have told the online learning. This is also alternative education. Online learning also is the alternative learning where the students do not get scope to go to the you are getting online learning. There is no necessity to come to the study center. It becomes expensive, time loss. So sitting at home, you are interacting and you are getting education. That is the online virtual learning. That is called virtual learning or online learning. But for the online learning, there must be tower. So the government should be very conscious. Government should be responsible for setting of towers in all blocks, in all panchayats, as a result of which all will have access to the smartphone. So then online learning is possible. But here, in a few places, online learning is going on. Even in certain universities, like your IGNO, IGNO is the largest university in the across the globe, and it is imparting learning or education through online. And different universities you must come across, the Manipal University and other universities, they also provide online learning, except science education. But science education also is given online learning. But for conduct of experiment, you have to choose a particular place, particular college where the experiments can be conducted, and they give a certificate that he has completed all the experiments. Then learning is possible. This is alternative learning. The distance education. Large number of students will be covered through distance education. Of course, there is no substitute for formal education. Why? Because in the formal education or face to face education in the classroom situation, the interaction goes on between the teacher and the learner. Here you are sitting somewhere and asking few questions. At times the teacher does not give the answer or hesitate to give the answer. So it is a one-way process. It does not cover. In the classroom situation, when we see the face of the learner, we can understand whether the students are understanding the learning concept or not. But here it is not possible in the distance learning, online learning. So alternative education, online learning, distance learning. Also, through the computer education, through the that is called your what is called the player जो education package ଥାଏ ସବୁ CD-ROMs. Through CD-ROMs also we can purchase it and also load in the computer and we get the education. So there are some what I have told you. These are the opportunity for the underprivileged learners to get education is called alternative education. It is clear, friends. Are you clear about alternative education?
Yes, sir.
Where
Yes,
when
sir.
the students when the students are not able to attend the formal education to attend the class physically, for them alternative education is the best. You
ସାର୍
cannot
ମୋର ଗୋଟେ
say
କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍
the
ଥିଲା ସାର୍।
eh? Kuh.
ସାର୍ ଯୋଉମାନେ ସ୍କୁଲ ମାନେ ଫର୍ମାଲ ଏଜୁକେସନ ପାଇପାରୁନାହାନ୍ତି ତ
Hmm.
ସେମାନଙ୍କର ଏଜ୍ ହେଇଯାଇଛି, ମନେକର ସେମାନେ 6 to 14 years ଭିତରେ କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟ୍ କରିବା ଦରକାର
ମୁଁ
ଏଜ୍
କାଲି
କି
କହୁଥିଲି
କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟ୍।
there is no age bar to get the education. My friends, there is no age bar to get the education. ଆମର ଖାଲି ଜବରଦସ୍ତି ଏଜ୍ ଏଟାକୁ ରଖିଛନ୍ତି, କିନ୍ତୁ ସେମିତି ରଖିବା କଥା ନୁହେଁ। ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ତ
ସାର୍
କୁହା
ମୋ
ହେଇଛି।
କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଟା ସାର୍, ମୋ
ହଁ
କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଟା ହେଲା କି ସେମାନଙ୍କର ଏଜ୍ ବଢି ଯାଇଛି, ସେମାନେ ପାଖାପାଖି 25-30 ଏଜ୍ ରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି,
ହଁ ହଁ
ସେମାନେ
ହଁ
ଏବେ
ହଁ ହଁ
ଶିକ୍ଷା
ହଁ
ନେବେ, ସେ ଆଡଲ୍ଟ ଏଜୁକେସନରେ ଯିବେ ନା ଅଲ୍ଟରନେଟିଭ୍ ଏଜୁକେସନ?
ଆଡଲ୍ଟ ଏଜୁକେସନ ଆଉ ନାହିଁ।
ଓକେ
ଆଡଲ୍ଟ ଏଜୁକେସନ ଆଉ ନାହିଁ, ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଅଲ୍ଟରନେଟିଭ୍ ଏଜୁକେସନ ସେ ଯିବେ।
ଓକେ
There is no problem. They can go to the enroll their names in the alternative education. ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ତ ଆମର ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ନ୍ୟାସନାଲ ପଲିସି ଅନ ଏଜୁକେସନ 2020 ମଲ୍ଟିପୁଲ ଏକ୍ଜିଟ୍ ଆଣ୍ଡ ମଲ୍ଟିପୁଲ ଏଣ୍ଟ୍ରି କୁହାଗଲା। ଆଡମିସନ କଲ, ଧର +3 ଆଡମିସନ କଲ, 3-4 ବର୍ଷ ବୁଲିଲ, ବୁଲିକି ପୁଣି ଇଚ୍ଛା କଲ ପୁଣି ଆସି ପଢିବା ପାଇଁ, ଆଲାଉ କରିଦିଆଗଲା। ଡଜଣ୍ଟ ମ୍ୟାଟର, you are not you should not face the interview or any kind of screening test or entrance test. Just you have the only completion certificate for 1 year. So there is no age bar. I was telling about a doctor. I do not. I have not remembered that particular person, the state, but to which state he belongs. That after the age 60, he qualified for the net and has enrolled himself in the medical science. So you could imagine that, of course, for him, he had to approach the court, and court permitted. And he will be a doctor, physician. Not that he will serve anywhere as a physician and earn some money. Not like that. That is the what I call it, the interest to be the physician. ଆସ୍ତେ ଆସ୍ତେ ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହେଇଯାଉଛି, ସବୁ ପରିବର୍ତ୍ତନ ସବୁ ହେଇ ଯାଉଛି ଆସ୍ତେ ଆସ୍ତେ। ଏଜ୍ ରହିବ ନାହିଁ, ଯୋଉ ସମୟରେ ଯେ ଚାହିଁବ ପାଠ ପଢି ପାରିବ, କିଛି ନାହିଁ। ଏଜୁକେସନ ଇଜ ସଚ୍ ଏ ଫିଲ୍ଡ where in you can enroll yourself either through formal learning or through the non-government sectors through alternative education. Is it clear now, friends? The NGO and the private players, open distance education and NGOs. The open schooling system, I was telling, there is a university in Odisha, open university, open schooling, institute of open schooling,
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍, ନ୍ୟାସନାଲ ଇନଷ୍ଟିଚ୍ୟୁଟ୍ ଅଫ୍ ଓପନ୍ ସ୍କୁଲିଂ,
National Institute
NIOS।
of Open Schooling, and there is no age bar for them. They have to enroll in any class according to formally. They will just ask about your performance, past performance. Accordingly, they will enroll you, and you will appear the exam, and you will get a certificate. And this NIOS in Odisha is not that effective because it is not functioning properly. What can I say? It depends on the management, the educational management. So you can say that educational management is the most important. There must be vision, there must be mission, there must be objectives, there must be tasks, there must be which area you want to take, whether in computer science or in computer science, you will find so many institutes or in the urban areas. PG diploma, etc. All these courses are available. and people also getting the certificate from the institute, and they also uh, appearing the examination and also gets and they be selected for the job, because the computer is the now AI will come into force from this academic session, and training will be imparted accordingly. Skill based training will be imparted. Artificial intelligence. Even the in the mobile, if you ask something, what is the meaning of this? Immediately on the screen, you will see the meaning. What is the spelling of the particular word? If you say what is the spelling, immediately you will see the spelling. Yes or no? In the mobile, in the smartphone, do we agree to this point or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So if you ask anything, also you get the answer. This is alternative learning, alternative education. What are the courses available? That we will also displayed in on the screen. So non-government organizations partners for change. So they want to change. Change is the ultimate reality. Change is the ultimate reality. Who asked it got a eternal truth? You have heard the name of Jakhya and Yudhishthira? Jakhya and Yudhishthira, Puranic age. Have you remembered? In a tank, there was Jakhya, and Yudhishthira went there. Jakhya asked that I would ask some questions. If you fail to answer to the questions, you will be beheaded. ମରିଯିବୁ ସେ ପଚାରିଥିଲା what is the ultimate truth? The change is the ultimate truth. The change is acceptable everywhere, from when the child is born and goes to the burial ground. So he passes through many changes. There is a transformation. Change is the ultimate. If there is no change, then there will be no progress, no development. Okay. Mobilizing resources at micro and macro level. What are the resources? There are two types of resources I have told you. One is human resources. Other is material resources. In the educational point of view, the teacher and the learner are the human resources. And the infrastructure, facility, etc., all the facilities to be available in the schools are material resources or infrastructural facilities. Instructional facilities, infrastructural facilities. Suppose students are learning or getting education in the open sky. ଦିନରେ ତାରା ଦିନରେ ସୂର୍ଯ୍ୟ ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି, ରାତିରେ ତାରା ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି. There are some schools or not? Do you agree to this point or not? In some schools in Odisha, there are some schools where the students see the sun during the daytime and also moon and the stars during the night time. Do you agree to this point or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, sir. ଏଇଟା କୋଉ ପଏଣ୍ଟ ଅଫ ଭ୍ୟୁରେ ମାନେ ପାଠ ପଢା ଠିକ ସେ ହଉନି
କହୁଛି
ସେଥିପାଇଁ?
ମୁଁ କହୁଛି ମୁଁ କହି ମୋର ପଏଣ୍ଟ ହଉଛି ମୋବିଲାଇଜେସନ ହେଲା. So if the villagers will think that the non-government organization will go there, he will mobilize, he will persuade, he will motivate the parents, the villagers. that contribute something, will contribute something, and there will be construction of the building so that the students will not face difficulties. This is a mobilization of resources. As I was telling that there is dearth of teachers in the schools. ଆବଶ୍ୟକ ପରିମାଣରେ ଶିକ୍ଷକ ନାହାନ୍ତି। ଆମେ ଯଦିଓ କହୁଛେ ବ୍ଲାକ୍ ବୋର୍ଡ ଅପରେସନରେ minimum of two school teachers should be appointed in the two class or five classes, but that adequate number of teachers are not available. Adequate rooms are not available. In order to construct adequate rooms, there is mobilization. ଲୋକଙ୍କୁ ତମେ ଯାଇକିରି ପ୍ରଭାବିତ କରେଇବ ତମରି ପିଲା। So you have the ଗାଁରେ ସବୁ କୋଠ ଥାଏ, ସବୁ ଆଜିକାଲି ଅଛି କି ନାହିଁ ମୁଁ କହିପାରିବୁନି। ସବୁ ଗୋଟେ କୋଠ ଜମା କରି ରଖିଥାନ୍ତି ଲୋକମାନେ, ସେଥିରୁ ସେମାନେ କିଛି ଦାନ କରିଦେଇ ପାରନ୍ତି। ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ଉଦାହରଣ ତମକୁ ଦଉଛି। In the long past, I was also a teacher in a secondary school as the headmaster. And the people were so notorious that that was the, what you call, the kocha houses with straw and bamboo, thatched houses, and set it fire. So it is completely that gone case. So I thought that how to construct the building. So during the night, I thought over the difficulties of the learners. They have to learn. Then the next day, with some students, I set out plan for my journey to collect some donation from the generous people. ମୁଠି ଚାଉଳ ଯୋଉ ନୁହେଁ କି, ମୁଠି ଚାଉଳ ଯେ ଟଙ୍କା ଦିଅ ଗଲୁ, ସେ ତ କିଛି ବେଶୀ ଲାଭ ହେଲାନି, ବେଶୀ ପଇସା ଆସିଲାନି, ଲୋକେ ଦେଲେନି ବେଶୀ ଜିନିଷ। ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଜିନିଷଟା ମୁଁ କଲି, ତା ଦ୍ୱାରା ଲୋକମାନେ ଟିକେ ପ୍ରଭାବିତ ହେଲେ। ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରଭାବିତ ହୋଇ ସେ କହିଲେ ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ ଆମ ପିଲା ଆଉ ସେ ଭିକାରୀଙ୍କ ଭଳିଆ ଭିକ ମାଗିବାକୁ ଯିବେନି, ଆମର କୋଠ ଫଣ୍ଡ ଯାହା ଅଛି ଗାଁର ତାକୁ ଆମେ ୟୁଟିଲାଇଜ କରିବା। So they came forward. They came forward and constructed the asbestos houses. This is the mobilization of resources. Do you follow my point? Do you follow my point? How can you mobilize the material resources? Through persuasion, through motivation, you can mobilize the resources, material resources. Regarding the human resources, as I have told you yesterday, that the BO should be entrusted to select some teachers, retired teachers, those who will work for some time till the regular vacancy is filled up, so that there will be no dearth of the teachers in the school. Well, it is clear. First point, mobilization of resources at a micro level and a macro level. Macro in a large scale, micro level in a small scale. So in a particular place or throughout the state, a policy will be done throughout the state. That is called your macro level. And a village will be taken into consideration. That is micro, small and big. Okay. Then infrastructure development, different pocket of society. କାଲି ତ ଦେଖିଲ କେତେ କୋଟି ଟଙ୍କା ବାହାରିଲା ଜଣେ ଲୋକ ଠାରୁ। କାଲି ତମେ ଦେଖିଲ ଜଣେ ସେ ଜଳ ଛାୟା ପ୍ରକଳ୍ପ ଉପନିର୍ଦ୍ଦେଶକ, ତା ଘରୁ ବାହାରିଲା ନଗଦ 2 କୋଟି ଟଙ୍କା, 400 ଗ୍ରାମ ସୁନା, 3-story building at Koraput, in Koraput, and other plots are available. So there are rich people in this country, in the state. they can donate. It's a question of ସମସ୍ତେ ସମାନ ନୁହନ୍ତି, କେହି ମରିବାକୁ ଏବଂ କେହି ଦେବାକୁ ଭଲ ପାଆନ୍ତିନି ନା ଭଲ ପାଆନ୍ତି? Nobody likes to die, nobody likes to donate. Yes or no?
यस
Hello,
सर, बहुत
my
कम
friends.
ପିपल ଏମିତି ଅଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ଡୋନେଟ କରନ୍ତି,
हाँ,
ଯେମିତି
हाँ,
ଟାଟା
yes. बहुत
ହେଇଗଲେ
कम.
ଟାଟା ଓନର, ସେ
They are
ତାଙ୍କର
100%
60%।
correct. Uh, Very few people. Anyway, if that people, the amount people are negligible even, let us collect. ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ ଫଙ୍କସନ କରୁଥିଲୁ, ମୁଁ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଦଉଛି, ସମୟ ତ ହେଇଯାଉଛି ଆସ୍ତେ ଆସ୍ତେ, କଭର ହେଇପାରୁନି। ଆମର ମୁଁ ଯୋଉ ହାଇସ୍କୁଲରେ ପଢୁଥିଲି, କଣାସ ହାଇସ୍କୁଲ, ମୋ ପୁରୀ ଜିଲ୍ଲାର, ସେଠି ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ ଭାବିଲୁ ଯେ 75 ବର୍ଷର 75 ବାର୍ଷିକୀ ଗୋଟେ ଉତ୍ସବ କରିବୁ ବୋଲି। ସୋ ଏଭ୍ରିବଡି, ଆମେ ସବୁ 10,000 20,000 ଲେଖା ସବୁ ଡୋନେଟ କଲୁ। ପ୍ରାୟ ଖର୍ଚ୍ଚ ହେଇଗଲା 22 ଲକ୍ଷ ପାଖାପାଖି, ଖର୍ଚ୍ଚ 22-23 ଲକ୍ଷ ପାଖାପାଖି ଖର୍ଚ୍ଚ ହେଲା। ଏବଂ ଗ୍ରାଣ୍ଡ ସକ୍ସେସ 3 ଦିନିଆ ପ୍ରୋଗ୍ରାମ ହେଇଥିଲା। ମାନେ ଯେମିତି ଇଏରେ ହୁଏ, ଟାଉନରେ ଯେମିତି ହୁଏ, ସେଇଭଳିଆ ଷ୍ଟାଇଲରେ ଆମେ କଲୁ। ତ ହାଉ ୱି ମୋବିଲାଇଜଡ, ମୁଁ ଯାଇଥିଲି ମୋବିଲାଇଜ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଗାଁକୁ ସବୁ। ଲାଲ ମାନେ ମୁହଁକୁ ଦେଖିଲେ ସିଏ ଆଉ ମନା କରିପାରିବେନି। ଯାହା ପାଇଁ ତମେ କିଛି କରିଥିବ, ଖାଲି ଟିକେ ମନେ ପକେଇବାକୁ, ଯଦି ସେ କୁନ୍ତୁ କୁନ୍ତୁ ହେଲା, ମାନେ ହେଜିଟେଟ କଲା ଦବ ବୋଲି, ଟିକେ ମନେ ପକେଇ ଦିଏ। ମୁଁ କହିଲି ବାବୁରେ, ତୋ ଅବସ୍ଥା ତୁ ମନେ ପକା, ତୁ କେମିତି ଚାକିରି ପାଇଲୁ। ସେ ଫଟକିନା 5,000 ଟଙ୍କା ଦେଇଦେଲା। So if similar, but just example I have told you. Personally, I have collected more than 75,000, including my contribution. Similarly, one doctor has contributed 50,000. So in this way, the function was successful. ଏବେ ଗୋଟେ କରିଥିଲୁ ଆମେ, ପ୍ଲାଣ୍ଟେସନ କ୍ୟାମ୍ପ କରିଥିଲୁ। ଏବେ ଗୋଟେ ମେଗା ଇଏ କରିବ, କିମ୍ସ କରିବ ସେଇ ସ୍କୁଲରେ, ଦି ହେଲ୍ଥ ଚେକଅପ୍ ଗୋଟେ ମେଗା କ୍ୟାମ୍ପ କରିବ। So all these activities are going on. At this age also, we have to do all these things. Then teaching and training. So we are uh, we are providing, the NGOs are providing the in-service training. Some NGOs for 7 days or 5 days like that. Resource persons are invited and they transact the learning materials. At times I am invited to some training centers, maybe government organization, maybe non-government organization, doesn't matter. कोठी पैसा मिलू or न मिलू, that is कथा करने. It's a question of I get pleasure out of that when the interaction goes on between the participants and me. So I get pleasure out of it. So training should be given. What are the basic training is necessary regarding the use of the computer, online learning, the all these things, alternative education, and so on and so forth. So how to use the audiovisual aids according to the need of the children. Then monitoring facilities, there must be monitoring. Whether it is suppose 5ଟା ଜାଗାରେ ଚାଲିଛି ତମର ପ୍ରୋଗ୍ରାମ, ଠିକ ଭାବେ ଚାଲିଛି କି ନାହିଁ, you have to monitor, ରେଗୁଲେଟ କରିବ। ଏବେ ତ କହିସାରିଲେଣି ଆମର ଚିଫ ମିନିଷ୍ଟର କହିସାରିଲେଣି ଯେ all the collectors, all the IS people should go to the village and stay in the village for the night in every month and realize what is the difficulties in different aspects. Accordingly, they will devise the plans and programs. Similarly, there must be monitoring. ଆଉ ଏସି ଘରେ ବସି ପ୍ଲାନିଂ କଲେ ହବ କି? ନା ହବନି। ଏସି ରୁମ ରେ ବସିକିରି ପ୍ଲାନିଂ କଲେ ହବ ନାହିଁ। ଘରେ ବସିକି ପ୍ଲାନିଂ କଲେ ହବନି। ୟୁ ହାଭ୍ ଟୁ ଗୋ ଟୁ ଦ ଫିଲ୍ଡ। वी have to interact. जो कथरा मु सेदिन कहूतली जे 50% of students of class 5 are unable to do the activities of class 2. They have conducted the survey and they come to the conclusion. So, always baseline learning and how much progress has been done and the summative assessment. All these things should be done. Then research and development. Research to generate new knowledge, new ideas, new techniques. ନାଚ ଗୀତ ମାଧ୍ୟମରେ କଲେ ପିଲାମାନେ ଭଲ ଲାଗୁଛି ଛୋଟ ପିଲାମାନଙ୍କୁ। ସେଥିପାଇଁ କୁହାଗଲାଣି ଯେ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ପ୍ରି ଏଜୁକେସନରେ କେବଳ ନାଚ କୁଦ ଖେଳ ଗୀତ ଏଇ ମାଧ୍ୟମରେ ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ ପାଠ ପଢା ହବ। ନା ମାନେ ଇଏ ପଢା ତ ହବନି ଏକ୍ଜାକ୍ଟଲି some communication that will be done. So the providing the alternative curriculum, modifying the curriculum for disadvantaged, which I was telling yesterday. If the students are not satisfied with the present curriculum, what should be the alternative curriculum for them? ଯଦି ଗୋଟେ ଚାଷ ବ୍ୟାକଗ୍ରାଉଣ୍ଡରୁ ଏଗ୍ରିକଲଚରାଲ ବ୍ୟାକଗ୍ରାଉଣ୍ଡରୁ ଗୋଟେ ପିଲା ଆସିଛି, ହି ଇଜ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟେଡ ଫର ତାକୁ ସେଇ ବ୍ୟାକଗ୍ରାଉଣ୍ଡ ଭିତରେ ପାଠ ପଢିବାକୁ ପଡିବ। ହାଇ ଇଲ୍ଡିଂ ଦି ପ୍ୟାଡିଜ୍ ଗୋଟେ ଦେଖିଥିବ ତମେ ସଦାବେଳେ ଟିଭିରେ କିଏ ଫୁଲ ଚାଷ କରିକି ବହୁତ ଲାଭବାନ ହେଲାଣି, କିଏ ମାଛ ଚାଷ କରି ବହୁତ ଲାଭବାନ ହେଲାଣି, କିଏ ଦିନେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ମାଣ୍ଡିଆ ଯାହାକୁ କହୁଛେ ଆମେ କହୁଥିଲେ ବହୁତ ଦିନ ତଳେ, ତାକୁ ଏବେ ଇଂଲିଶରେ କଣ କୁହାହଉଛି? ମିଲେଟ। କେହି କେବେ ଭାବିନଥିଲା ମିଲେଟ ବା ସେ ବିଭିନ୍ନ ପ୍ରକାର ଯୋଉ ମାଣ୍ଡିଆ ଜାତୀୟ ଶସ୍ୟ ଏତେ ଦରକାରୀ in our country, for our health, in our state. And the most profiteering cultivation, the millet cultivation. ଚାଷୀ ମାନେ ଖୁସି ହଉଛନ୍ତି ସବୁ ବିକ୍ରି କରି। So ସେଇ ଜାଗାରେ ଯୋଉ ଜାଗାରେ ଏଇଭଳିଆ ଅଛି ସବୁ facilities are available and say ଯୋଉ climatic condition is suitable for millet cultivation, suitable for coffee production, suitable for cotton, then such type of curriculum shall be developed then and there for those disadvantaged group, and they will be happy out of that. So according, I have told you categorically, according to the need and interest, that the education should be designed. Then comes to the inclusive education. What is inclusive education? Means people of all categories, normal and people with disability, will be in a classroom. That is inclusive education. What is the purpose? If special schools and special, there is no special college for them, only special schools are there in Odisha and one special college for hearing impaired students that is managed by private management. So why we thought of inclusive education in UNESCO and there was conference? Because the socialization is the most important thing. All the individuals should take part actively and fully according to their ability. ତମେ ଦେଖିଥିବ ସବୁ ଶୁଣିଥିବ ବି ଟିଭିରେ ଦେଖିଥିବ ଅନ୍ଧ ପିଲା କେମିତି ଭଲ ବାଜା ବଜେଇ ପାରୁଛି, ଭଲ ଗୀତ ବୋଲି ପାରୁଛି, ଶୁଣିନ ନା ନାଇଁ, ଦେଖିଛ ନା ନାଇଁ? They are exceptional children. So those who are physically deformed, disability, they should learn among the normal people for the socialization, for interaction with the other. We should not neglect them, the showing them that the that ସେ ଛୋଟା କି କେମ୍ପା କି ଅନ୍ଧ ଏଭଳିଆ ଯୋଉ ରିମାର୍କ ଆମେ ଦଉଛେ ସେଟା ଠିକ ନୁହେଁ. They are able to do something. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. They should get,
Then the role of NGO,
sir, they should get equal
NGO,
opportunity as every other child.
G, they will not get opportunity. Now
I
what?
told, I told sir, in
The
inclusive education, children
huh,
with special needs, they should
huh,
also get equal opportunity. That is the
huh,
main goal of the inclusive
huh.
education.
Okay, okay. So that is the ideally it is very sound, a very uh, it is very good to listen and very good to say also. We say, we you say, everybody says. But practically what happens?
It's quite difficult to implement in the real
It
classroom
it
situation.
is difficult. There are no resource teachers. ଗୋଟେ ଖଣ୍ଡେ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି ବ୍ଲକରେ ସେ ବୁଲି ବୁଲିକି ଚାରିଆଡେ ପଢେଇବ. Is it possible? No, it is not possible. So make necessary arrangement for those categories of children. Then the role of NGO in inclusive education advocacy. Say they will make argument before the government, before the public, that your children are not disabled. Your children are able. Because the human resources are the best resources of the society. Am I right? ଭୀମ ଭୋଇଙ୍କ ନାଁ ଶୁଣିଛ ପିଲାମାନେ?
Yes,
ଭୀମ
sir.
ଭୋଇ,
Yes, sir.
ହଁ ତାଙ୍କର କହିଲ ହୁଁ
ହଁ ସାର୍।
ତାଙ୍କର ଉକ୍ତି ଗୋଟେ କହିଲ ଭାରି, ହଁ କୁହ ଗୋଟେ ସେ ଉକ୍ତିଟା। ମୋ ଜୀବନ ପଛେ ନର୍କେ ପଡିଥାଉ ଜଗତ ଉଦ୍ଧାର ହେଉ,
Yes, sir.
ନାଇଁ କହିନାହାନ୍ତି?
ହଁ ସାର୍।
He was a blind. He was a blind. ମୋ ଜୀବନ ପଛେ ନର୍କେ ପଡିଥାଉ ଜୀବନ ଉଦ୍ଧାର ହଉ, ସମସ୍ତେ ଭଲରେ ରହନ୍ତୁ। ମୁଁ ପଛେ ଡିଫିକଲ୍ଟ ସିଚୁଏସନ ରହିଥାଏ କିନ୍ତୁ ସମସ୍ତର ମଙ୍ଗଳ କାମନା କରୁଛି। Those who have the person who has invented the braille system of education for the blind, he was a blind and he invented the braille system of education for blind people. There are blind people who are selected, ତାଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ 1% reservation, hearing impaired ପାଇଁ 1%, orthopedically handicapped ପାଇଁ 1%, and ଆଉ other category ଯୋଉ ରହିଲା ତାଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ 1% reservation in the government and non-government sector. There are OS people who are deputy secretary and also joint secretary in the secretariat. Some of them are blind and some of them are hearing impaired, but they are doing the job. ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗାରେ ବସିଥିଲି, ଆସିଥିଲେ ପେଟ୍ରୋକେମିକାଲରୁ ଆସିଥିଲେ, ସେ କହିଲା ଆମକୁ କିଛି ପିଲା ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ। ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ହିୟରିଂ ଇମ୍ପେୟାର୍ଡ କଲେଜରେ ବସିଥିଲି, ଗୋଟେ ତାଙ୍କର ଯେ ହେଡ୍ ଯେ ସେ ପୁଣି ଯୋଉ ତାଙ୍କ ଗାଡିର ଯେ ଡ୍ରାଇଭର ସିଏ ହଉଛି ହିୟରିଂ ଇମ୍ପେୟାର୍ଡ, ବୁଝିପାରିଲେ କି ନାଇଁ? Very astonished to listen that the driver was hearing impaired. I have seen the students of +3 of that college, the hearing impaired college. Some of them working as supplying the food, that is called uh, those who supply the food from the food, Zomato. Easily they drive the vehicle. I was astonished. So they are capable of doing the playing the musical instrument and doing the various activities. So there is no harm for inclusive education in the colleges, and also they are getting inclusive education. They are among the normal people uh, in a B.Ed degree and other uh, courses. So we must advocate. We must argue in favor of them. How to get them education? NGOs should motivate advocacy. Then infrastructure development no longer required for explanation. Teaching and training no longer required for monitoring facilities and so on. So NGO management. So NGO management is controlled by the human resources. Particularly, they should have a human behavioral approach and a psychological conscious and ethical practices backed by cultural realities of the region, which may be different from country to another. ତ କେତେ ଗୋଟେ ଫ୍ୟାକ୍ଟର ଦେଇଦେଲା ପେଜ ନମ୍ବର 79 ରେ combination of a human behavioral approach, humanitarian approach should be there. Psychological conscious, how to motivate, how to draw the attention, how to catch the attention, how to change their mind, how to change their attitude. ଦେଖ ପିଲାମାନେ ଯୋଉମାନେ ହିୟରିଂ ଇମ୍ପେୟାର୍ଡ ଚିଲଡ୍ରେନ୍ ତାଙ୍କ ବାପା ମା ପିଲା ବେଳୁ ଅବହେଳା କରିଛନ୍ତି ବିକଜ ଅଫ୍ they are not aware of their the hearing impairedness at the early childhood. ଆମ କାନ ଭିତରେ ଛୋଟ ଛୋଟ ଇଏ ଅଛି କଣ ଅଛି କିଛି କହିଲ ସେ ଶାଗୁଦାନା ଭଳିଆ ଜିନିଷ ଅଛି ତା ଭିତରେ ଗୋଟେ ଲିକ୍ୱିଡ ଅଛି ସେଗୁଡିକ due to the some reason external factor if these are damaged or the ଆମର ଯୋଉ ଅଛି ଗୋଟେ ଡ୍ରମ୍ ଅଛି ଇୟର ଡ୍ରମ୍ if it is spoiled then child becomes hearing impaired. When he becomes hearing impaired, he cannot say anything. खाली ठारारे. That is Indian Sign Language. We have to use Indian Sign Language. So, there must be psychological approach. Have kindness for the learner. ଯେମିତି ଆମର ପ୍ରେସିଡେଣ୍ଟ କୁ ଭାରି ଖରାପ ଭାଷାରେ କହିଲା ସୋନିଆ ଗାନ୍ଧୀ କଣ କହିଲା ମନେ ପଡୁଛି very bad remark she has given being a senior legislator member of parliament ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ member of ରାଜ୍ୟସଭା କଣ କହିଲା ଏ ପୁଅର ଲେଡି ବିଚାରା ଓଡିଆରେ ତାକୁ କହନ୍ତି ବିଚାରା we should pay the respect to the chair. She is the president of India, not an ordinary man. Will you give a remark ତା ବିରୁଦ୍ଧରେ ଆସି ପ୍ରିଭିଲେଜ ମୋସନ ସ୍ୱାଧିକାର ଭଙ୍ଗ ନୋଟିସ ଆସିଛି ତା ପୁଅ ବି ଛାଡ଼ିଲାନି ପୁଅ ବି କହିଲା ରାହୁଲ ଗାନ୍ଧୀ କହିଲା his speech is boring. ଆରେ ତାକୁ ରଖ ଟିକେ ପେଟ ଭିତରେ ଜଣେ କହିଲା ପୁଅର ଲେଡି ଆଉ ଜଣେ କହିଲା ବୋରିଂ ଦିଟା କଥା କହିଲେ so try to give respect or pay respect to the seniors, those who are leading the country and those who are your parents, those who are teachers. ବେଳେ ବେଳେ ତମେ ଦେଖିଥିବ ପିଲାମାନେ କହନ୍ତି ଯେତେବେଳେ କିଛି ରୋଜଗାର କରିପାରନ୍ତି ବାପା ମା ଟିକେ ବିରକ୍ତ ଯେତେବେଳେ ହୁଅନ୍ତି କଣ କହନ୍ତି ତମେ ଆମକୁ କାହିଁ ଜନ୍ମ ଦେଇଥିଲ କି? So this is the version. And many parents have left their home or either voluntarily or the son and a daughter-in-law have made him, compelled him to leave the house. କେତେ ଅମାନବୀୟ କଥା କହିଲେ। ଯୋଉ ବାପା ମା ଆମକୁ ଏତେ ବଢେଇଲେ, ଖୁଆଇଲେ, ପିଆଇଲେ, ରୋଗ ଶଯ୍ୟାରେ ବସିଲେ, ତାଙ୍କୁ ଆମେ ବୃଦ୍ଧ ବୟସରେ ସାହାରା ହେବା ପରିବର୍ତ୍ତେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଆମେ ତିରସ୍କାର କରି ତୋଳି ଦଉଛେ। ହଉଛି ନା ନାଇଁ?
Yes,
Is it
sir.
not
Yes, sir.
happening in the society? Hello? ହଉଛି। ତେଣୁ there must be a psychological touch, humanitarian approach, ମନୋବୈଜ୍ଞାନିକ ଦୃଷ୍ଟିକୋଣରୁ, ମାନବିକ ଦୃଷ୍ଟିକୋଣରୁ ଏବଂ ethical practice. What is ethics? Punctuality, regularity, honesty, all these are ethical practices. ନୈତିକ ମୂଲ୍ୟବୋଧ ଯାହାକୁ ଆମେ କହୁଛେ ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ ତାକୁ ମେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ କରନ୍ତି ସେମାନେ କରିବା କଥା backed by cultural realities of the region and it is based on the cultural factor because they like their culture very much. If the teaching learning process will be based on their culture, ଏବେ ତ ବଣ୍ଡା ହିଲର ଲୋକମାନେ ସବୁ ଟିକେ ଟିକେ ପାଠ ପଢିଲେଣି ସବୁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ସେମାନେ ହାଫ୍ ନେକେଡ୍ ଥିଲେ ବା ଫୁଲ୍ ନେକେଡ୍ ଥିଲେ ମାଲକାନଗିରି ଆଣ୍ଡ କୋରାପୁଟ ବଣ୍ଡା ହିଲ୍ସ ତାଙ୍କ ଭିତରୁ ଜଣେ ଏବେ ଓଏସ୍ ପାଇଛି ଗୋଟେ ପିଲା so they are proud of those area people are proud of the person those who has been qualified for the OS. So every region has a unique culture. Yes or no? Every କଟକ କଣ ଆମେ କହୁଛେ
Silver City.
ଆରେ କଟକକୁ ଆମେ କଣ
Silver
କହୁଛେ
City.
ହଁ ନା ହ୍ୟୁମାନ ରିଲେସନସିପ ଦୃଷ୍ଟିରୁ ମାନବିକ ଦୃଷ୍ଟିକୋଣରୁ ଏନି ଅଦର ୱାର୍ଡ ଭାଇଚାରା ସହର
Ah, yes,
ନାଇଁ
sir. Yes, sir. Vice sir.
ହଁ ଭାଇଚାରା ସହର ଆମେ କହୁଛେ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ କଥା ଏଇ ଦିସ୍ ଇଜ ଦ କଲଚର ଦିସ୍ ଇଜ ଦ କଲଚର ଅଫ ଦି ପର୍ଟିକୁଲାର ରିଜନ ବିଭିନ୍ନ ରିଜନରେ ଦେଖିଥିବ କିଏ ଗଛକୁ ପୂଜା କଲାଣି ଦ୍ୟାଟ ଇଜ ଦେୟାର କଲଚର କିଏ ସେ ଯୋଉ ଶୁଳିଆପଦା ଯୋଉ ବଳି ଦେଖିଥିବ ବିଭତ୍ସ ବଳି ପ୍ରଶାସନ ଯେତେ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କଲେ ବି ପାରୁନି ଦ୍ୟାଟ ଇଜ ଦେୟାର କଲଚର ୟୁ କ୍ୟାନଟ ଗୋ ଏଗନେଷ୍ଟ ଦେୟାର କଲଚର ସେ ତୀରରେ ତମକୁ ମାରି ପକେଇବେ so according to the culture according
Sir,
to
ଏବେ
their
ବି ବଳି ମାନେ କଥା ଚାଲିଥିଲା ମାନେ ଖାସ
ହଁ
କରିକି ସାର୍
ଚାଲିଛି
ଏବେ ମୁଁ
ଶୁଳିଆପଦାରେ
ଯାଇଥିଲି
ଚାଲିଛି ପରା
ଜଷ୍ଟ ସାର୍ ମୋ ଡାଟା କଲେକ୍ସନ ଥିଲା ଗୋଟେ ସର୍ଭେ ପାଇଁ ତ
ହଁ
କନ୍ଧମାଳର କଳିଙ୍ଗା ମାନେ ସେଟା ବି
ହଁ
ଏତେ ମାନେ
କଳିଙ୍ଗା
ଜି ଉଦୟଗିରି ବ୍ଲକ
ହଁ ହଁ
ମାନେ 5-6 ବର୍ଷ 10 ବର୍ଷ ପୂର୍ବେ କହୁଥିଲେ ଏଠି ମଣିଷ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ମାନେ ଏଇଟା ହଉଛି ରେଷ୍ଟ୍ରିକ୍ଟେଡ କିନ୍ତୁ ସେମାନେ ମଣିଷ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ବଳି ଦଉଥିଲେ କିନ୍ତୁ ଏବେ ଟିକେ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରିକ୍ଟ ହେଇଛି ବୋଲି ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ ଏବେ ପଶୁ ପକ୍ଷୀ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ବଳି ଦିଆଯାଉଛି ମାନେ
ହଁ
ମଣିଷ
ହଁ
ମାନଙ୍କୁ ବଳି ଦିଆଯାଉଥିଲା
that is their culture so what can you do you cannot stop them ସେଇ ପଶୁ ପକ୍ଷୀ ଯୋଉ ବଳି ଦଉଛନ୍ତି ଯଦି ତମେ ଷ୍ଟପ୍ କରିଦେଲ ସେଇଠି ତାହେଲେ ତମେ ଶିକାର ହେଲ ତମେ ପାଠ ପଢି ପାରିବନି so you have to go with them you will be part and parcel of the culture as a result of you will be liked by them ବଢିଆ ଶିକ୍ଷକ ଆମର ଏଇ ଭଲ ପଢଉଛନ୍ତି ଭଲ ମାଷ୍ଟର if you hate them then everything will be disorder. So the NGO management should be such. So there is a figure at page number 81. You will see external environment, vision, mission, objective, strategies, performance, management. I have told you how different tasks, different activities are to be carried out by the management and what is the end product that will be assessed through summative assessment. Then deciding the organizational values. So, the legal basis, the association must register the association of trust in the sub register for a particular reason. For the state, that is IG General, Inspector General Kotak. ସେଠି register করে throughout the state you can operate and throughout the country. ଯଦି ଫରେନ୍ ରୁ ଏଜେନ୍ସିରୁ ଆଣୁଛ ଟଙ୍କା ତାହେଲେ ତମକୁ ଅଲଗା ରେଜିଷ୍ଟ୍ରେସନ କରିବାକୁ ପଡିବ. So different organizations are there to register the NGOs for raising the resources, financial resources. Then there are some face value of the organization. ତମେ ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରଡକ୍ଟ ଦେଖିଲେ ଦେଖିବ ଯେ ନା ଏଇଟା ଭଲ ହେଇଥିବ. କାହିଁ କହୁଛ? ତମେ କହୁଛ ଟାଟା ପ୍ରଡକ୍ଟ କୁ ଭଲ କହୁଛ ନା ନାହିଁ? ଟାଟା ପ୍ରଡକ୍ଟର ଜିନିଷ ସେ ଫ୍ୟାନ୍ ହଉ ବା ସେ ରେଫ୍ରିଜରେଟର ହଉ ବା ଏସି ହଉ ଟାଟା ପ୍ରଡକ୍ଟ ଭଲ. ବା ଯୋଉ ତମର ଯୋଉ ଘର ତିଆରି କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଯୋଉ ରଡ୍ ନଉଛ ଟିସ୍କନ ନା କଣ ଦାଟ କାହିଁ କହୁଛ ଭଲ? ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ହାଜ୍ ଫେସ୍ ଭ୍ୟାଲ୍ୟୁ. So some organization has face value because they have worked for the people, they are dedicated, they have sacrificed. So some missionaries, Christian missionaries particularly, they have the organization NGOs. They are just like an NGOs. They also spread education and you appreciate them because of their face value. And staffs, there must be executive members, there must be clerical staffs, accountant, and also technical staff, other staffs must be there. So this is how the about the non-government organization NGOs. Okay. Then the emerging trends in educational management. What are the emerging trends? What are that is unit 10. I cannot complete. So there is a classical era for of management. The classical era means the autonomy centralized. The management is the supreme. He is the deciding factor. And the decision is centralized are based on the chief executive officer, CEO, the head of the management. That is classical. Then according to Henry Fayol, there is a decentralization of work. That is division of work. One man cannot do everything or all the things. There are certain sections. So the work should be divided according to the ability of the stakeholders. The management may be the authority. He may give the direction, but he is not the supreme. Because the organization is run by the stakeholders, the human resources. Depending on the human resources, the productivity or the quality is assessed. If they are not interested to do the work, can you make them do the work? अरे घास को जबर सॉरी घोड़ा को जबरदस्ती पानी पियाई पारिबो कि घोड़ा को तमे जबरदस्ती टाणी टाणी पानी पियो ना से वॉलंटरली आसीबो so forcibly you cannot do the things you have to persuade them motivate them to do the work proper discipline in any organization there must be a discipline unity of command the management should have the command over the employees let us think of the headmaster headmaster should have the command over the teachers why I have told you he should have a sound knowledge so far the administration is concerned he should have sound knowledge so far the accounts is concerned नल ताको किरानी भूतेइबो authority BOC से जो organization हो ना कहीं and another the most important thing the academic leadership the administrative leadership academic leadership and accountancy leadership ଏଇ ତିନିଟା ଜିନିଷ ସବୁଠି ରହିବା ଉଚିତ ହେଲେ organization ଠିକ ଚାଲିବ and there must be proper direction he should visualize he should think of the problem in which direction it will be moved what type of education should be given subordinate individuals interest and general interest so you have to look after the interest of the subordinates suppose one is suffering allow him live don't be rigid and also general interest the salary you can say something but ପିଠିକି ମାର କିନ୍ତୁ ପେଟକୁ ଲାତ ଦିଅନି ଯୋଉ ଆମ ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ କହୁଛେ ଆମେ ପିଠିକି ପଛେ ମାରିବ ମାର କିନ୍ତୁ ପେଟକୁ ଲାତ ଦିଅନି କାହା ଦାନା ପାଣିରେ ହାତ ମାରନି so that you can then remuneration centralization authority and the chain from lower to up upwards all these things are the according to your theory Henry File the human relation theory by Elton Mayo he did not agree with this theory according to him the human is the best resources and keeping the good relationship with the human being the stakeholders or the employees then the productivity will be increased if you don't keep the proper human relationship then too much giving up freedom also spoils the organization too much authoritarian attitude also spoils the organization yes or no ପିଲାକୁ ଯଦି ଅଧିକ ସ୍ୱାଧୀନତା ଆମେ ଦବା ତାର କ୍ଷତି ହବ ନା ନାହିଁ ସେ ସ୍ପଏଲ ହବ ନା ନାହିଁ କୁହ ତୁମେ
Yes,
ସେ
sir.
ଯାହା କରୁଛି କରୁ ଆମେ କିଛି କହିବାନି
सर डिपेंड करे
ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ସ୍ୱାଧୀନତା
सिचुएशन
ଦେଇଦେଲେ
सिचुएशन कोठी फ्रीडम दरकार कोठी
yes
फ्रीडम दरकार
କୋଉଠି
ସେଥିପାଇଁ
କୋଉଠି
ସିଚୁଏशनल
କଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଲ
लीडरशिप
ଦରକାର
जो फ्रीडम करा ହେଇଗଲା
ହଁ
ସେଇଠି जो
ହଁ
ସେ ଦେଇଥିଲେ
so ହେଲନ ଥିଓରି କୋଉଠି ଦରକାର କଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଲ କରିବା କୋଉଠି ଦରକାର ଫ୍ରିଡମ ଦବା ଫ୍ରିଡମ ଦେଲେ ଯାଇ କ୍ରିଏଟିଭିଟି ହବ ଫ୍ରିଡମ ନଦେଲେ କ୍ରିଏଟିଭିଟି ହବ ନାହିଁ You have to give the freedom for the development of the creativity. So you will go through it. And the bureaucratic attitude, that is the Weber's bureaucracy, just ours as a government is a, though in theory is a democratic country, liberal country, but democratic attitude. All the ministers are guided by the bureaucrats. ଆମେ ଆଗେ ଆରମ୍ଭ କରୁଛୁ କୋରୁ नो ରୁ yes ରୁ no ଆଡିକି ଯାଉନୁ ଆମେ ଦିଟା କଥା no ରୁ yes ରୁ no yes ରୁ no ହେଲା human relationship no ରୁ yes ହେଲା bureaucratic attitude ଏଟା ହେଇପାରିବନି wherever you go where any office you go if you just give a representation on an application no it is not feasible it is not ଆରେ ଆରେ ଦେଖ କୋଉ ଆଇନ ଅନୁସାରେ ଏଟା ହେଇପାରିବ try to extend all sorts of cooperation to the stakeholders ମୁଁ ତମକୁ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟ ଉଦାହରଣ ଦଉଛି when I was in Radhanta Training College IAC rather the principal held up the some students for percentage of the less percentage and they were deprived of filling of the forms like 15 to 20 like ମୋର ମନେ ପଡୁନି long years ago so finally they came to me what is your problem sir this is your problem what to do if the principal will hold or to deprive us to fill up the forms our career will be fully spoiled well all right you give an application and give to me I went to the principal just I asked the principal sir have you detained the students on the ground of the percentage yes I have detained well have you imagined their difficulties have you thought over their problems financial problems background etc after completion of the degree they will be the teacher and earn something for their maintenance for their livelihood family fathers and mothers he did not say anything now what do you say we will allow them all to fill up the forms now how to solve the problem well, I will solve the problem they will fill up the form in the fine date I will take the responsibility so this is how my point is this is how the management don't harass the people don't deprive the people any people for any cause so that their future will be in the dark ବହୁତ ଗୋଟେ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ହେଇଗଲା ମୁଁ ନିଜ କଥା ଗୋଟେ କହିଗଲି so don't mind anything my friends be positive be helpful for others as far as possible there are some BO there are some DO my students I have helped as far as possible as according to my ability I can within the framework କେମିତି କରିହେବ ମୁଁ ଚିନ୍ତା କରିବି ପରସେଣ୍ଟେଜ ସର୍ଟ ହେଲା ହଉ ଦେଖିବା ଆଣ ଏକ୍ସଟ୍ରା କ୍ଲାସ୍ କର ଆସ ମୁଁ ଆଟେଣ୍ଡ ଦଉଛି ସମସ୍ତେ ଫର୍ମ ଫିଲ୍ଅପ୍ କରିବି ଏଇ ତ ବ୍ୟବସ୍ଥା ଆଉ କ'ଣ so let us wind up the class thank you friends for your patient hearing so let us wind up
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
thank you
Thank
ନାଇଁ
you,
ନାଇଁ
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.